Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Joe here, and this is our first pickup video of the year for 2020. So for January, let's get started, and we'll start off with the small things first. Got some Game Boy Advance games here. This is a 3-in-1, Pong, Asteroids, and Yard's Revenge. Didn't have this one. Well, most of the stuff I didn't have, but really enjoyed these 3-in-1s. It's just a lot more convenient to carry on one cartridge as opposed to a whole bunch. This one here, I had no idea what it's about. I just like the title. Operation Armored Liberty. I'll have to look online to see what this one's actually about. Next is a game where you're two brothers chasing around a chick. Game Boy Color, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Never seen this one before, so that's why I grabbed it. I'll have to give it a try and see what it's like. Next is somebody everyone knows. I think this was the pack-in for the yellow Game Boy, but Pokemon Special Edition Pikachu. To be honest, I don't play Pokemon games, even though I got a whole bunch. These two I'm really excited about. Did not have these ones, both for the Game Boy Advance. First one is Fire Emblem. I know it's a game along the same genre of series that I like to play, so I'll have to get around to doing this one. And this one I've heard people talk about plenty of times. One, I bought it upon that alone, but two, also the publisher, Atlas, is really good. Quickly become a big fan of theirs. Tactics Ogre. This I paid, remember I paid $24 for this, which is a really good price. So yeah, those are the small handhelds. Throw those in the pocket. Let's move on to some NES games. Starting off, nothing spectacular here. A lot of these are just fillers, but got them all for $3 each. Lunar Pool. Never tried that one. Anticipation. Definitely one that I did rent back in the day. This one looks really cool, but I'm sure it's not, because it's a Taxan game. Burai Fighter. I think that's how you say it. Burai. The cover's cool, so that's why I grabbed that one. But mind you, I'd grab any NES game for under $5 anyway if I didn't have it. Rad Racer, didn't have this one yet either. I know I think there's a cover variant, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. No idea what this one is. But Pipe Dream. Sort of reminds me of like a snafu kind of game. Next is Solar Jetman. No idea what it's about. Looks like a shooter from the cover. Game I did rent back in the day, Taboo: The Sixth Sense. Not very good. And Bases Loaded 2, the second season. And continuing on, we've got Black Bass. I think there's a second one as well. A little bit of Tom Cruise action, Days of Thunder. This one I did rent and enjoy. Silent Service. I think I liked a lot of the Ultra games. Milton Bradley game. This is World Games. And since we have Bases Loaded 2, might as well get Bases Loaded 3. And I can't remember if there's a fourth one or not. And WWF WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. Something in there. Kings of the Beach. Another Ultra game. And that's it for the NES games. Let's jump over to this one. I picked up 2 systems. This was one of them. It did come with the power supply and AB connector. I just didn't bother pulling them out. So I grabbed this for $15. And I also grabbed an NES with coax hookup and 2 controllers for $15 as well. Grabbed one strategy guide, Legend of Dragoon, because I do have that for the PS1, and I do like that game. Also grabbed, just based on the covers alone, and the sort of like a little bit oversized. This is the issue number 84 for the PlayStation magazine. Grabbed this one because it had a bunch of the racing games, which I like on it, as well as this one, just because it's Metal Gear Solid 3, which is a kick-ass game. I don't normally buy magazines that aren't Nintendo Powers, but if the covers are good enough, then I'll definitely pick it up. Moving on to some... Let's go a bit more cartridge-based. 2 Super Nintendo games. Nothing spectacular, but Uniracers. I think it's worth like $10-15. Don't remember what I paid for it. And then I had number 2 and 3, but here is Mortal Kombat, the first one. Obviously, I made the case and whatnot, but here's the game. Now I got 1, 2, and 3. That's what I got. And some PSP, again, bought 2 more PSP games. Still don't have a PSP. Patapon 3. And Loco Roco. I know the Patapon's a rhythm game. Loco Roco looks like... I don't know what it looks like. Some sort of problem-solving game, maybe? I've heard of it. I've just never delved into what it's actually about. And then the last cartridge base before we get onto the disc games is Genesis, and this is Subterranea. This is a shooter game. Looks like a horizontal, a vertical shooter. And then obviously it's complete. And you always turn your manuals around so that the spine doesn't get creased from the... well, it's not so bad with this one, but any of the disc-based ones, turn your manuals around so the spine doesn't get creased. Moving on to the disc games. GameCube, Disney's Party. I just grabbed it because it was a Disney game. I could care less about it, really. I grabbed this just because it was a Tron game, Tron Evolution. Hard to tell if it's good or not. Bionic Commando for the 360. Not sure if it's good. Sealed Resident Evil 6. Actually, I didn't have this for the 360. I do have it for the PS3. OG Xbox, we got Samurai Warriors. Looks like a... over 90 stages. I was going to say it looks like a fighter game, but I'm not sure. Grab this one just because in it you're a trainer that likes to beat animals. Allegedly. Shamu's Deep Sea Adventure. That's not really what happens, but you can use your imagination. And then final stack, I've got PS2 Time Splitters Future Perfect. Not too sure what this one's about, but it looked good. It looked interesting. Iron Man for the PS2. Sierra game, Cold Winter. Not too sure what that one's actually about. Didn't have this one, so I was happy to get it. Pinball Hall of Fame, the Gottlieb collection. These pinball games are always fun to play. Crash and Burn for the PS2. Probably similar to the Burnout series. I didn't even know, never seen this one before. Resident Evil 5 for the PS3 Gold Edition. Not sure what's different in this one. There's 2 new playable episodes that take you even deeper into Resident Evil lore. So I guess that's what's special about it. Aside from the cover, everything else looks the same. Need for Speed, a Most Wanted Limited Edition. These are always fun. Even though I pretty much have them all, I just never get around to playing them. Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. I thought I didn't have this one, and actually I've got the sealed greatest hits, so I guess I'll get rid of that. Did not have this one, but I'm not a fan of these games, but based on the cover, the characters, I always pick them up. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds. Just the artwork alone makes it worth picking up. And then 2 PS4 games to finish this off. These were both sealed. Unfortunately, this first one I'm going to show you, when removing a sticker on it, I ripped the plastic, so I said fuck it, and I just ripped off all the plastic. What is this again? Pac-Man Championship Edition plus Championship Edition 2 plus Arcade Game Series. So there's Pac-Man, Galaga, and Dig Dug, now in 1080p, plus trophies and rankings. So, yeah, why the hell not? And last but not least, certainly not the best, but still sealed, Hasbro Family Fun Pack. 4 great games in one. Scrabble, Trivial Pursuit, Monopoly Plus, and Risk. Honestly, I just grabbed it for the Risk. I did play Risk as a kid growing up, tons of times. And why not play it? Instead, I had to bust out that big board and wreck my OG set. I've got it there. And there was something else. Cut for edit. Okay, I completely forgot. Took me a second to remember where I even put them, but if you remember from my last video, which was my top 10 things I'm looking for in 2020, again, just done to better direct me in terms of collecting what I don't really have too much of or don't have at all. Off to a good start, right? The next day after I did that list, went out and managed to find 3 books. I had done, I forget what number it was, but my D&D, wanted to collect more advanced D&D books, manuals, the game sets, dice, whatever. So I managed to find Advanced D&D, The Complete Fighter's Handbook, 2nd edition. This is 1989 version. So really cool. Nothing special on the inside, just, a lot of writing. I don't even know if there's any cool picture. Look at this. There's one picture. Some old dude. And monsters. Some chick pulling on the ring of a troll. You can see that. Anyway, actually don't have any of these ones. I like how it's sort of done like in a leather bound style. I also found the Complete Wizard's Handbook. Again, same style, more wizard related. There we go. That's a cool picture. Maybe I'll throw it up in the corner if I can be bothered. If not, there you go. Anyway, so those two handbooks, and then, oh shit, also found, didn't have this one yet either, D&D 2nd edition accessory Tome of Magic. This was 1991. Details hundreds of new wizards and pre-spells. So if you're into that. But again, just goes to show you, you put it out in the universe and you'll start finding the stuff that you want. So off to a good start. 3 D&D books that I notice are getting harder and harder to find, especially at good prices. So that's it for this episode of our first month of pickup videos, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, tell me what you liked and what I should try first in terms of the games. And we'll catch you guys again in another month for our second pickup video. Take care.